This edition of the Sunday Monday vlog. Welcome back to the journey here at the homestead of today's homesteader, the restaurant, the squirrel, the silly squirrel snowballs. It's been a busy week. I'm sure my eyes give it away. Everybody's been talking about how tired I look. I'm totally exhausted. Been doing a lot of stuff. So this week I've done a lot of things. I waited till this evening because I wanted to soak and take care of my back and neck before I did a live stream because I didn't feel like doing it earlier and show the outside. Plus, the outside, I didn't have much to show except the chairs and the horseshoe pits that you were able to see in that picture, the clip for the video. I went ahead, took a picture of that so you can see I got the horseshoe pits in. I've got the chairs just sat out for now. And that's pretty much all I did. I built some braces like I talked about on the last Sunday Monday vlog. I installed two motion detector lights out front. Got rid of those tube lights. That bright light right there. Swapped the tube lights out of there and went ahead and did the LED in there. Got the freezer in. I hate plumbing. If anybody else hates plumbing, make a comment, give me a thumbs up, say you hate plumbing too, because I hate plumbing. So I worked on the sewer line, and it was pain. So I went outside and just cut the pipe at the fat trap and went from the fat trap back inside and then redid the whole septic line instead of trying to cobble piece by piece. I'm at the point I just want to burn the whole building down, gut the whole thing, or do something. I hate cobbling onto people's work when I don't have the money to be able to fix everything the way it needs to be fixed. Same thing with when the lines busted when Lisa went to Colorado. I had to cobble some PEX onto the other PEX onto the old PVC style piping. So it's just a pain. I totally hate plumbing. I hate having to go over and just do a small patchwork here, do a small patchwork here, small patchwork there. So I went ahead, I used all my money up and just said, screw it, ripped everything out and put a whole new sewer line to half the building. The other half is the bathroom right through the kitchen. I have not done that yet. That's going to be getting underneath that 9 inches of flooring. And that will come probably this winter when I have the money to start gutting things and start getting things done. Because there's no point in getting down there and cobbling onto something. And I also need to get all the tree work moved from over the water boxes so I can get down there to shut off the water from the outside. So I can go ahead and cut the pipes on the inside here. And then take out all those shut-off valves that they put underneath the floor right in there. And have shut-off valves that you have access to. Also, I don't want to quite do that because I want to get the walls insulated. I want to get the roof insulated. So there's a lot of stuff to do. So I'm going to have to sit down. I'm going to have to figure out exactly how I want to do everything. What I'm thinking about first, which is going to suck for the inside here, is just go ahead and strip the outside this fall and put cement board all the way around the whole building. So that way I had the whole outside dried in with cement board. Then start gutting the inside, get the inside spray with foam just like I had talked about. And I think that's going to be probably the best way to do things here is just go ahead, work from the outside in when I'd rather work from the inside out because then the inside gets done quicker. But it may take a couple years, but that's what's happening right now. So I'm going to take you guys outside. I'm going to show you what I did on the front porch, and then I'll take you back to the snowball room and show you what I did there. I have stuff everywhere. This is a messy house to me because I've got things just sitting all over the tops. Now, not bad like different people have their places, but this is cluttered to me. So, you ready? Here we go. Bright lights, motion detector. So I went ahead, I pulled the tube light that was right here, and I put one of the motion detector lights there, and then another one right there. and there's no outlet boxes out here. This was just screwed up here with wires dangling. So you can see the wires dangled right there. It goes back over here. It's all tied into extension cords. So it goes from regular 10 gauge or 12 gauge wire to extension cords to all different stuff to all over. And then same thing with this one. Comes out the switch there and then goes over. So you have that switch for that wire. The second switch goes to this wire. But I just have them set so they come on with motion after dark. That way I don't have to deal with anything. Hey, no grumpins. And there goes the boys. They're going to go outside and go play. They hear me talking. They think I'm talking to somebody. So they're doing their thing. So the lights that I got were the ones from Colorado that I showed you before. It's the Defiant. They're $94 at Home Depot. I went ahead and picked up a couple more so that way I can go ahead and install on the two corners of the back of the restaurant and then one above the back door. That way, once I get the snowball business going, that will be situated. So I went ahead, I got the sewer line here and the water line hooked up. And there's a hairline fracture under this unit right here, this bay. So I filled it with water and I flooded this room. So stainless steel is expensive to get somebody to weld. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I think I'm just going to, the sink that I had that's over here, that I had bought for the shed, when I was living in the shed, when I first came out here to Arkansas, the expensive sink and expensive handle thing, I think I'm going to take that in the cabinets, and I'm just going to cabinet that wall for now, and pull that sink, and not deal with that right now, because that's a whole nother headache. So that leaked, and then the 3-tier sink here, there was no rubbers in one of the handles. So it pissed water everywhere. So I went and got the flat washers and new screws, stainless steel screws to put it back together. And so I haven't turned water on yet because I don't want another flood situation right now. I flooded this room as well. So that all flooded here, went down here. The kitchen room flooded from that sink. That was filled 3/4 the way with water. Came in. All that laminate was soaking wet. So yeah, it's been a long week of doing all different things. And then here's the line. Went ahead where that hole is, that was going to the fat trap. So on the outside of the wall, I cut it, brought in new pipe, I teed it. I brought this over here to this cabinet. And since I've been making snowballs for my neighbors and for me, I've learned how I want the snowball room set up. So I've changed it out. So we're going to have the hand wash sink in here. I went ahead, I cut the hole today for the hand wash sink. That's going to go in there. And then I also drilled the holes for that. So I need to go ahead and anchor everything, silicone everything. And then I need to put in the sink drain. And then I need to bring the water lines in. So I went ahead, I drilled 2 holes right there. One for cold, one for hot. I'll run 2 along the wall, and then right in here. I drilled holes in the side back there behind the white pipe. And then I'll have the plumbing in here. And then I'm going to take from those holes, it's going to be a T, lines going that way and lines coming back. And this one's going to go to a mop sink. And then I'm going to have the mop sink sitting here. And then I went ahead and this is for the sink to go on. And then this is the water line from the freezer that as the ice melts, it drains out. I had that raised up higher than the sink. The sink is lower. And then I teed the drain line with brass fittings to this line that I'm holding. This line goes up to the expensive $80 ice scoop that I bought. So for those of you that wanted to know about the ice scoop, it was like $80. It's a San Jamar. It has a stem valve here at the bottom that drains out. And then this is the scoop. So it has an undercover protector, so the bottom of your hand cannot touch the ice, and then it's covered around the sides so the ice don't fall all over the place, and then it's narrowed at the front so the ice goes down into a bag or a bucket. And then it has a seal around the top all the way around, so when it goes in, nothing can go inside because it's got that sealed lip. My finger can't go any farther, and that keeps it totally sanitized. And then here's the ice maker. It's not making any ice because it is completely filled with ice. So that flapper right there, that white flapper, that block of ice is sitting on it. So when that goes up, there's a magnet that sets that off, and that will start making ice again. And that has made more ice than I can go through. Here's a taping device for the ice bags that I showed you guys before. I also decided to move all of the styrofoam cups over here instead of underneath here, because when I was doing the syrups, I had the syrups moved out some, and any of the snowball that would melt or drop or the syrup would get onto the cup bags. So I didn't want that, so I went ahead and moved that. I decided to move the snowball maker over here. I plumbed a line to the drain valve hole here, but with the snow basically falling all over, it not only landed here, but landed outside. So I figured right here, then it goes right in the sink, goes down the drain. Don't have to worry about water issues. And then with the mop sink, I went and bought a mop as well. So if either ice cubes fall on the ground or somehow snow comes out the sink onto the floor, or I drop one, I'm able to mop it up, get it taken care of. I also built the stand for the ice maker to raise it up so that valve can go down here and drain. And then this is the small freezer. I ordered a chest freezer. They're having a shortage, for those of you that don't know. I don't know why appliances are having issues, but they are. So Home Depot gave me a stand-up because I need one, and they don't know when they're going to get chest freezers. So with this, I can only hold 11 bags because they made some small little room there. But there's my 11 bags of ice. It can hold 10 between the two shelves, and then one in the drawer in the bottom. And this is one of the new technology ones. So you can either make it a freezer, which it's on, or you can make it a refrigerator. Home Depot has a bunch of these just sitting up in the overhead compartments in the back. And for whatever reason, people aren't buying these. But I got that, so that's doing that. And then there's all the flags. There's the ice flags. I've got 5 flags here, and then I took an ice flag over to my neighbors so they can go ahead and have an ice sign, and then they can sell my ice and make some money, because they were talking about getting a ice cooler brought in and selling ice themselves. And then this way they give me business, I make a little bit of money, they make a little bit of money, and they don't have to worry about as much quota to sell so much ice per month to maintain the contract, and let alone have the electric bill, since electric's going up again. For a big freezer, they're going to get a small freezer like what I have. They're going to try to go to a scratch and dent. I didn't want to do scratch and dent. A lot of people have said, you're buying stuff brand new, why don't you just do this? Why don't you just do that? The reason I'm not buying scratch and dent and everything is because I want everything to look perfectly clean. I want it clean. I want it to look nice. Because people are going to be able to see into the room from the window, even though they're going to be lower than where I'm standing on the inside. They're still going to be able to see over the wall and see inside. So the floor, I'm not too worried about unless I have to do that. The inspectors should be here next week to inspect that. So now I got the horseshoe pits put in. I got the chairs put out. Got the lawn mowed again. It rained. It needs to be mowed again. So I'm going to be doing that coming up. And then as soon as I have my money on the 1st and on the 6th, then I'll be putting in gravel pathways. I'll have an inspector here sometime next week. And then the following week, Monday the 6th, is when I'm going to open. and going to try to do whatever I can to get things done between now and then. It's going to be a struggle. It's going to be time consuming, and I can't really do anything without any more money. So as soon as I get my paycheck on the 1st and money from the ranch on the 6th, then that will give me time. Well, I appreciate it, David. I haven't seen a comment in here from you in forever. I get your messages on Facebook Messenger, but haven't seen you in here in a long time, so it's good to see you. I'm doing pretty good. It's just a little bit stressful. This weekend, I also had people come out to look at buying the homestead, and I'm like, for a year and a half, I've been waiting to sell the ranch. Nothing has happened for me. Everything's been on hold. It's been a waiting game on the ranch. Well, then the ranch sells. Then I end up getting this as it was going to be a butcher shop for Carla. And then all that fell to pieces. So then I bought it to live in and then decided, well, I'm not doing anything. Do a snowball stand because my neighbors started their stand, their fruit stand and produce stand. So then I can bring them business, help them do better, so they don't have to go back on the road being truck drivers. Well, so the ranch sells 1 week, I close. The next week, I close on this. Then 2 weeks from now, I open the snowball stand, and now I got people looking at possibly buying the homestead. So I'm like, for a year and a half, anything could have happened. And nothing happened. Everything had to wait for this one moment. So I'm like, this is all I need now is for, I'm going to walk over here and grab my coffee. All I need now is for somebody to buy the homestead. And then I've got to find a new piece of land, which there's nothing here in St. Joe. And I don't want to leave St. Joe. So then the closest land that would work for the animals would be in Marshall. So then I'm back to a half-hour drive to Marshall and half-hour drive back from Marshall. Never rains, but it pours. Yes, you got that right. And we've had a lot of pouring rain out here, weather-wise, and all this happening at once. So if these people come back with an offer, which I don't know if they will, they haven't yet, but if they do, I'm like, great. Then I have to buy new land. I have to get new land fenced. I have to get the animals moved, got to get the shed, the grain silo, all my stuff, all the rolls of fencing off of the homestead while having the snowball stand opening June 6th. So I don't know what's going to happen there. I don't know if I want to decline. It's hard to figure out because there's pros and cons each way. It can either way is going to help me whether I keep the land or I get rid of the land. And it hurts me both ways as well. Originally, the realtor listed it at, I think, $415 is what I signed the contract for. And now we have it reduced to $375 firm. And the reason I don't want to go below $375 is because I'm tired of struggling. So my goal now is if somebody's willing to pay the $375 for the 120 acres, which is like 3,000 something an acre, I believe. Yeah, it's like 3,300, something like that per acre at the $375. That will give me the money to pay my mortgage off that I took out against it when I bought it. Pay that completely off. That will pay the realtor commissions. It will pay the taxes on it. It will pay the closing cost and any fees and all paperwork, all those filing fees that you got to pay when you do real estate. So at the $375, that would leave me enough money to buy that 60 acres that I want to here in St. Joe. That's not, well, it's back on the market, but now instead of $4,000 an acre, which they wanted $4,000 an acre for it, I believe. It was 5 or 6. I don't remember. It was $240,000. So if I sell at $375,000, that leaves me exactly $42,000 and some change. So I would have $2,000 left over to buy that 60 acres that now they want 6,000 an acre. So they want like 390,000 for the property now. So I wouldn't be able to buy that. I would have to buy a smaller piece over in Marshall. But that was my goal when we reduced the price several months ago on it and made it firm, was because at the 375 firm, I would walk with 242.89 or something like that. Just over $2,000 I would have past buying that property. So that's why I don't want to sell it for less than that, because then I don't have a mortgage anymore, because I'm paying $600 a month out on that mortgage. And then luckily, because I got the money up front for Colorado to do owner finance, I was able to buy this for the $75,000 cash or wire transfer, because it wasn't cash. But now I don't have mortgage on this. However, now I have a internet bill here. I have electric bill here. I have a water bill here. I have a propane bill here. So I may be mortgage free here, but now I have all the utilities that I haven't had except for the electric bill in Colorado that I was paying. So we've got to see how everything goes. But right now it's going to be this week. I've got to take stuff to the dump. I just got hay tonight. That's another reason why I didn't want to do a video earlier, was because I ran hay out to the homestead and it's just been a long, long day. I went to Harrison again today. I got to go Harrison again tomorrow to take the stuff to the dump. So there was a bunch of wood, broken chairs, broken furniture. When I was clearing the woods out some to reseed and work on the fence, I found old furniture that got tossed out there. So I want to haul that to the dump, so that way my livestock trailer is not filled with garbage. I'm going to dump that tomorrow, and then it's going to be working on the plumbing and working on the outside. I've got mow the lawn again because they're calling for rain again later this week, and it's just nonstop going. And like somebody said on Facebook today, they're like, I believe you're defined as a workaholic. And I'm like, kind of, just a little bit. I do a little bit of work. I may be retired, but I work very hard to be retired. And I pinch every penny I can, doing whatever I can to get where I want to go. And that's the whole thing. Everybody see me from, not the beginning, because I didn't have my YouTube channel until 2016. But everybody's heard the story. And some people that do follow me on YouTube and Facebook, they actually know of 2011 coming up to 2016, from when I became homeless in a hobo tarp tent that I built on the side of a mountain out in Colorado, to slowly building my house in Colorado, to selling that, to going to a ranch. Then now, finally, after all these years, selling the ranch, and now I'm going to start everything really in Arkansas. But I won't get the majority of my payment until the end of the 7th year, because it's a 7-year balloon payment. So I've got about 7 years to squeeze by again on just a $1,700 a month check, trying to rehab this building, get new plumbing, get new electric, change out all these lights. I mean, look at all these tube lights. These tube lights eat up so much electricity, and they're all over. And all these are just burnt out bulbs, and I'm not changing the bulbs out. So slowly but surely, these lights right here. So that's the LED light. They're at Home Depot. They're like $109. I buy the cheaper one. There's pieces falling out. So that's the LED. It's a flat panel. Well, you can get the more expensive. That's another one I need to hang up. I haven't had time to hang up. Just don't work yourself to death. Well, David, I won't work myself to death. You know us aliens, we live to 200. But these are the smart technology ones. They don't have the fancy frame around. Now, you can spend extra $90, which is like double the price of the 109. You can spend $189, which is close enough to double, for fancy frame around it or wire. but it's got that smart technology that it does the 3 different colored lights. The the regular warm lights, the middle lights, and then the super bright. So I like to leave it on the super bright. But that's what I'm doing, is trying to get all the lights changed out here, because if I can get rid of all these tube lights above me, one, better lighting, because you see the lighting here, it's dull color. In there, it lights up the whole room. So I want to get all the lights changed out, and then I don't want to do any new wiring. I just want to swap whatever lights are above me for those lights, and I'll only need like 5 of them going through here instead of the 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 19 tube lights. So instead of all them, I only need like 5 of these LED lights. That will save a bunch of money on the electric bill. And I don't want to do any new wiring because it needs new wiring. But the main reason is because I want to gut this whole inside and do all new electric. So when I do that, there's no point in running wires right now to dig in and then have to cut out wires, and then I wasted all that money, especially with copper prices going berserk right now, and rolls of wire and construction material just constantly increasing. So little by little, I'm doing what I can. Like I said, the next several days to a week, till right after Memorial Day, because he should be here sometime after Memorial Day, the health inspector. So all I got left to do is plumb those two, the mop sink and the hand wash sink, run the water to those, make sure the stainless steel sink, the washer that I put in, works, and then that room is ready for inspection. All the drains are in, all the sinks will be plumbed. The counters had the plexiglass for easy cleaning. I have the napkin dispenser, which will be inside, the spoons, everything else. So there's no cross contamination from the outside. So nobody's going to be touching anything. The only thing that will be touched is the money that they pass over a credit card, and that's going to be it. Everything will be done from the inside. So if they try to talk about the sickness stuff that happened, there's not people coming in, there's not sanitation areas and things like that. So that should be ready by next week for inspection, and then open on the 6th. And then, like I said, I still got to do gravel pathways. I still got to finish busting up the concrete. I still got to move chunks of concrete. I've got to bring in some dirt. And so I'm going to do what I can. So that's going to be it for this Sunday, Monday vlog. I hope everybody has a great night. I'll show you the dogs real quick, because everybody loves the Anatolians, except I forgot they're outside. So there's Minnie Mouse. She's being lazy butts. But we'll go out real quick and see all the boys, because I know I have some followers that love the Anatolians. So there goes Max right there. And there's Mr. Chubbs. And here comes Monkey. And then Mickey Mouse. Papa Mouse, you coming? And there goes Mickey Mouse. And then these bug zapper lights. I'll give you one quick tidbit. So it is coming up on fly season, which I should make a video on this. This is one of the black light bug zappers. So I don't put the mosquito patch. There's a yellow patch that comes with them that you put on for mosquitoes. I don't put that because I don't want to draw mosquitoes inside the restaurant. But I'll tell you right now, there's nothing worse than waking up in the middle of the night when you have flies buzzing on your face or landing on your face while you're trying to sleep. And I'll tell you, since I put that purple one in here, and the reason I did purple and not the white light is because I don't want the white light in here, since I'm sleeping right here on the couch. I don't need that bright white light in my face. But that stops any flies. I have not had a single fly in my face again. And then while I was at Walmart today, I just went ahead, I bought another one, the white lights that I put here. So that way I've got the flies, if they come in from this way, they hit that white light. If not, tonight, they'll hit that purple light up top. And then I'm golden. So with that, I hope everybody has a great week. I hope people get productive like me, because we only live this one life. And like our motto is, live happy, live free. That's the only way to be. So I hope everybody has a great week. Take care. I'll see you guys on the next video.